Before Dominique Jean Larrey changed the rules, wounded soldiers were left on the battlefield until the fighting stopped. That was the standard practice. Medical personnel did not enter the combat zone during an engagement. The wounded lay where they fell until the battle concluded, which could be hours or an entire day. By then, many men who had survivable injuries had bled out or died from shock. The separation of combat and medical care was considered a practical necessity of battlefield management. Larrey was Napoleon's chief surgeon, and he found the practice medically unacceptable. He watched the Battle of Valmy in 1792 and saw men with survivable wounds die waiting for care that arrived too late. He proposed a solution that required rethinking the entire relationship between the medical service and the fighting force. He designed a light horse-drawn vehicle he called the flying ambulance, the ambulance volante. It was built to move fast enough to operate near the front line of a battle rather than waiting behind it. The suspension was engineered to reduce the jolting that caused additional injury to wounded men during transport. The interior was fitted to carry a specific number of patients in positions that kept wounds stable during movement. More importantly, Larrey reorganized the medical service so that trained personnel moved with the ambulances into the area immediately behind the fighting, rather than waiting at a fixed point in the rear. Wounds were assessed and treated as close to the point of injury as possible before transport. Napoleon authorized the system, and it was deployed across his campaigns from Egypt through Waterloo. Mortality rates among the wounded in French forces measurably improved. The core principle Larrey established, that trained medical care should reach the wounded as quickly as possible rather than waiting for the wounded to reach the care, is the foundation that every modern emergency medical system, from civilian ambulance services to military medevac doctrine, is built on.